Hello and welcome back to another video, or to another video if you have not seen me before. You joined me outside again today to talk about all the pros and cons of being vegan, because if you didn't know already, I'm vegan. Not like I say it enough. To be fair, I actually don't, just I feel like all my videos, not all of them, a lot of them say it. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons, and the honest pros and cons, not like, oh, you feel clean, and that is actually one of, you know, like general stuff, and cons like, oh, there isn't any, because there is. So yeah, without further ado, I guess let's hop yeah, well, let's just talk about them. Yeah, okay, probably the first, should we start with pros? Should we go pro, con, pro? So first pro is that this is literally not typical vegan, this sort of one is. The first pro, and I've always said this since sort of like the day I went vegan, is that every time you finish a meal and every time you eat, it's like guilt-free. And obviously a lot of people that eat meat won't find any guilt in eating what they're eating, but it's almost like the satisfaction of finishing a, I got hair on my mouth. It's almost like the satisfaction of finishing a meal and being like, that tastes so good, and like no one had to suffer or like die or like, yeah. Like when you finish like a really nice meal and it's like, oh, there was no like animals harmed in the making of my meal, or like even like suffered or like milked, like nothing. Like you just get to finish every meal and be like, the con that comes, not with that comes with being vegan, the first one is probably that products can be expensive, and I don't mean food at all, because food isn't. Well, it can be, but it doesn't have to be, but products can be. So like, some people will have a problem with, like, for example, Garnier's just come out with a new shampoo that's vegan. Some people will have a problem using that because they're still supporting a company where all their products aren't vegan. So if you're buying accidentally vegan things, so like for example the Mitchum deodorant, like it's accidentally vegan, so yeah, you're buying vegan products and it's not as and it's like normal price for deodorant, but some people might have a problem with buying it because the rest of their products aren't, or something like that. Specific products aimed towards vegan that are like GMO free, cruelty free, palm oil free, plastic free, like everything, they can be expensive purely because, I don't know if they're actually expensive to make, but there's such a there's a small demand for them, so they have to put the price up to make the profits. And also they sort of just can charge you more because they know that people will buy it because it's what they believe in. Products can be expensive, they don't have to be. Again, like I said, you can go for accidentally vegan products. Like, what's an accidentally vegan thing? Like the Mitchum deodorant, that's accidentally vegan. A lot of things are, a lot of like makeup's accidentally vegan. Accidentally vegan is where like the product is vegan without specifically like meaning to be, so the company isn't vegan, the product isn't like advertised as vegan, it just so happens that it is. Another pro, I know I wouldn't say things like this, but it is that like you feel more energized and you just feel like clean, because everything you're eating, most things you'll be eating are plant-based, so it's all just cleaner, it's healthier, you feel better inside. Yeah, and I mean that, like I'm not just saying that just because like, oh, go vegan. Like genuinely that's how I felt. Like even when I started going vegan, my mum was like, whoa, your skin, like everything just like got better. And obviously if you're vegan, not all the food you're eating are good foods. You can eat Starburst, Oreos, ice cream, cookies, cake, everything you want, but like as a whole, like in general, like you'll feel more energized if you're not eating things like that, because if you're eating things like that on a meat diet, you're gonna feel low energy. If you're eating things like that on a vegan diet, you're gonna feel low energy. But like in general, the vegan diet would be higher in fruit and veg, higher in like fiber, higher in all things like that, so you are gonna feel like better. A really big con that has become really apparent to me recently is that as a vegan, from other people's perspective, you're like never doing enough. So like I've had people, obviously I made like a video on how to save the planet and I do things that I can, but I don't go like, this sounds really bad, but I don't necessarily go out of my way all day every day to make the most environmentally friendly choices. Like I will just sort of like live my life and forget about things like that sometimes. And people are like calling me out on it, like I'm learning to drive, and people are like, oh, cars are in the environment, and like as a vegan you're never doing enough. Pescatarians, vegetarians, they get no stick. If you're a pescatarian and you're wearing leather shoes, if you're doing this, if you're doing that, like, sorry if the camera angle just changed. My camera was about to go off because it ran out of like memory, so I just had to quickly delete a few videos. What was I saying? Yeah, as a pescatarian, vegetarian, no one comes at you, no one gives you any stick. If you're wearing leather shoes, if you're I don't know, eating sweets with gelatin in them. Like, no one comes for you, like they don't care. But as soon as you put like vegan to your title, I just cut my hair and it's like already all fallen out. As soon as you put like vegan to your title, it's like you're never doing enough. I started thinking about how true this was the other day when I was watching someone's video and they were giving her stick for doing like brand deals with companies, like for leather shoes. Like she did like a Puma thing or something, I can't remember. And people were like, how come you're vegan but you wear leather shoes? And she was like, when I was pescatarian no one ever said anything, but as soon as I turned vegan I'm not doing enough. When it's like, to be fair, who cares, because it's your life and you can do like what you want. I just had to go answer the door, so oh, and my dog is here. So I can't remember what I was saying, but yeah, that's not really a con to being vegan. That's just sort of like, people are always going to say things no matter what you do, because people can't seem to just like leave people alone in their lives. So yeah, you might get people say stuff like, if you're vegan, why are you doing this? But it's also like, why do you care? Like, leave me alone. I'm doing what I feel happy with, I'm doing what I feel comfortable with, I'm doing my part. Like, another pro is that like, you know what's in your food. You're eating like your everyday meals, you know what's in your food. There's no steroids, there's no antibiotics, there's no, you know, like drugs, there's no anything. No, I'm not saying drugs as in like heroin, but like, you just know what's in your foods. There's no like medicines they're giving the animals, there's no to plump them bigger, steroids to make them bigger, antibiotics to get rid of diseases they had. Like, you know what you're eating, and that's just never guaranteed when you're eating meat. Another con is pretty obvious, eating out can be restrictive, but there's so many ways to work around that, and if it's something you're really passionate about, it wouldn't really bother you too much. Like, I hardly even notice it anymore. Like, it's like, oh, we're going out, and it's like, okay, I'm probably gonna have pasta. Like, I cook better meals at home anyway. Like, I don't know, like, people like, we're eating out, and I'm not like, oh no, I'm not gonna be able to eat anything. I'm sort of like, okay, we'll go with it and I'll find something. Like, you'll never be able to eat nothing, even if you like throw sides together, like chips, veg, rice, salad. Like, you'll be able to eat something, but you're not going to be able to go out to every restaurant and pick anything you want. Another pro, which I was sort of touched on, is like, by default it's sort of like healthier. Even things like Output ice cream is like healthier than other ice cream, purely because the way it's made, it's like made through plants at the end of the day. So yeah, by default you'll probably be eating cleaner, because you'll just replace the meat either with other substitute meat, which again is healthier because it has no steroids, no antibiotics, no this, no that, or you'll be replacing it with like veg. So like, by default you do sort of just end up eating cleaner. Another con is you'll probably always have to fight an argument. Now, I don't mean like argument like you need to like punch someone in the face, but I mean someone will always be there to question you why you're doing it. Yeah, but our teeth are made to eat meat, first of all. What? No, they're not. Yeah, there'll always be an argument to talk about. There'll always be an argument to, someone will always try and test you and try and get you to say that what you're doing isn't the best thing. But at the end of the day, again, it's like your life. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I went through a stage where people would just talk to me and they'd be like, I just don't get why, and I'm like, you don't have to get it. I didn't even start this conversation. Like, I don't need you to get what I'm doing. I don't need you to understand. I don't need you to agree. You just sort of need to like, let me get on with it. Yeah, like, it doesn't matter really what people say. It doesn't matter that they'll always try and test you. Like, fight back if you want, tell them the facts, tell them this, or just turn around and be like, you don't have to agree with what I'm doing. I'm happy with what I'm doing, and that's that. So why you're bothered by it, I don't know, but have a nice day. And then another pro, my last one, is that it's more environmentally friendly. This just goes for like animal agriculture being like the biggest water user, the biggest CO2 producer. Like, even just by not eating meat, like, your diet and your lifestyle is more environmentally friendly. Not to say that like vegan products, like vegan, like products targeted at vegans, not necessarily accidental vegan products in general, are more environmentally friendly, because they know that's what like all vegans technically like. Because once you get into reading about animal agriculture and the environment that it has effects, you see what else has effects on the environment, and then you sort of just like learn and learn and learn, and your lifestyle changes more and more. Not to say that it has to, you can just stop eating meat and that's that, and then if you want to go to dairy and that's that, that's fine. If you want to not eat meat and dairy, that's fine, but you want to wear leather shoes, that's okay. If you want to not eat meat and dairy but you're okay with things being tested on animals, like, that's fine. Like, no one's here to say that you can't do that, that's not okay, that you can't call yourself a vegan because of it. Well, people will say that, but again, like, who cares? Oh my god, my dog's about to eat a wasp, he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, you need to find what you're okay with and then like just do that. That was besides the point. The pro was that it's more environmentally friendly. I tried to go with some other things that people might not talk about. Like, a con I feel like I don't hear people talking about is that vegans are like known for not known, but like get tested that they're not doing enough. Like if you're a vegan that use products that tested on animals, straight away people jump on you. Someone actually commented on my video, and I understand why they were confused, because I wanted to return my leather shoes, but she was like, but the makeup you reviewed was tested on animals, or the makeup that you used was tested on animals. And it's like, if that's what I want to do, that's fine. That's not what I want to do. If I have something that's been tested on animals that is animal products, I got it way before I even turned vegetarian. That's gross that I've had makeup for that long in my cupboard, but yeah, but if that is fine with you, then that's fine with you, and you need to just be okay with saying that. They were my pros and cons. I feel like when I do videos like this, I never really fully get out what I want because I ramble and I don't plan them through as enough as I should. I just get the urge to do it, and I do it outside when it's sunny. So yeah, that was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell. Is there anything else you do? Tell your friends, get your friends to watch it. I'm gonna do like a beginner's guide on how to go vegan, like the best ways to go vegan. So if anyone has any questions that they think of when they think about going vegan, drop me a DM or comment and I'll be sure to answer them, because a lot of people ask me how to go vegan, so I have the typical questions that they might ask. But if there's anything else that you like specifically want to know, if you want to go vegan, just tell me and I'll include it in the video. But yeah, that's all from me today. I hope you have the most amazing day ever, and I'll see you next time.